Yeah, it's a Saturday night, and I'm going to keep it short and simple. We're going to discuss etiquette. But before that, I must say I was impressed by the work of a colleague, of a professional. Actually, it's the photographer who shot my professional photos that I plan to use for several purposes, to include uh, resumes and job hunting, but also for this podcast and just for the fun of it. And I'm gonna give you a quick shot of that. Well, the clip's not that long anyhow. But first, so what'd you think of that? It came out of nowhere. I was blown away. So the photographer's name, if you didn't notice from the video, is David Flores from Captured Moments Photography. And I didn't know he was going to do that with my pictures. And but I was pleasantly surprised. I was flattered, to say the least. I just couldn't believe that he took my images and made me look like a male model. So shout out, Dave, and I owe you a beer for that one. So hey, what's going on here? Give me my image back. What's going on, camera? There we go. There we go. So shout out, Dave. And by the way, to all of you, no, I can't do that without the music. Yeah, it ain't right without the music. So let me run now. Let me run my sounds because it is Saturday night and we're here to have a good time. So there we go. Because we are, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of the universe, children of God, I bring forth to you the good times. Again, shout out to David Flores at Captured Moments Photography for making me look like a male model and dynamic human being. Making me feel pretty good on a Saturday night. So I hope everyone's doing something that they enjoy, whether you're heading out to have a good time or you're just taking it easy at home. But make sure that you're having a good time. Make sure that you look good doing it, and make sure that you're practicing etiquette. And with that said, let's talk about etiquette. And what I'll do is address one one example of proper etiquette. And I think it would resolve many problems. You see, we go out and we go out to enjoy the nightlife. And at least in the 80s, we rarely had problems of testosterone contests. And I'm speaking specifically of being at the bar or the nightclub, and maybe you bump into another man, or you're after the same lady. During the 80s, you'd be moving through the crowd, maybe have your drink in your hand, and you bump into someone, you spill your drink, you drop your drink, or maybe you spill it, but you spill it onto the person you bumped into. And you know how we handle that sort of thing? We were humble. Hey, bro, let me replace that for you. I beg your pardon. And that cat might say to you, nah, bro, it's crowded in here. And that was the end of it. Now, I may have mentioned this when I did the Friday Night Live about 8 days ago. But I thought it important to reiterate because we can extend that out. We can extrapolate that to any other number of interactions. Because in the 80s, there was no metal detector, there was no magnetometer. Security was bored, at least at the upscale nightclubs, because that kind of thing simply did not happen. Fights were rare, weapons unheard of. If that sort of thing did take place, we were gentlemen enough. Well, I never had an episode of that encounter, but the people who I know who did were gentlemen enough to say, hey, let's take that outside. And you leave your people, my people, and we go find some place down the block, down the block, around the corner, and discuss it there. And if it led to more than words, then it did, but it wasn't near the nightclub. It didn't destroy the rep of the club or the people coming in and out of it. And I say that importantly from a Black standpoint. Normally, I don't speak on racial matters, but from time to time, given current events, it's hard to avoid. We have a violence problem in Black culture. Now, some will point out this is happening across the board, and that is true. But we have a higher proportion of it. And this is one of the rare times you will hear me use the word we. Because when I use the word we, I speak of American culture in general. But in this context, in this discussion, in this presentation, I'm speaking of Black people, of which I'm 70% one of you. Yes, I did my ancestry and found out that I am 72% African, and even that is a mix of various different regions and tribes or nations, and the other 30% is European, thus the complexion, thus the features, if you will. That said, we have a violence problem that is now affecting people we love, people we care about. And one of the things that disappoints me most, one of the things that disappoint me most is that young people, to include my children, who are now in their young adult years, who I would love to see go out and enjoy a social life the same way we did in the 80s have to do so with a high degree of trepidation. My son bought concert tickets. I'm not going to say who and when and where, but in the 80s, there was really nothing to worry about with that sort of entertainment. Now I'm quite concerned. To return to the nightlife in the 80s and the clubs. In the 80s, we didn't have these problems, and today we do. And now it's a much longer discussion as to why, when I was from the ages of 21 to 30, me and the troops could head off to a nightclub, and our counterparts of the female persuasion could do the same. And everyone had a good time, and there was no worry of violence, of getting shot, of getting robbed, of being arrested. Why was that? Because there was etiquette, as I just described. And maybe that's something I should do. Maybe every week I should just tap on one example of etiquette that we may know of already, but needs to be shared with our young people, whether they're our children or, if you're getting up there, grandchildren. Maybe that's something we should share. Maybe that's something we have failed to share. Maybe we need to reconsider what we've taught our sons and daughters to beware of. I've heard much talk about the talk and how to interact with law enforcement. And then something bad happens, and there's this whole argument of law enforcement needs to be trained more and better. Well, maybe we need to do more training and train better the young people that we are sending out into the world. Maybe we need to re-examine our culture, because the young people who are fighting in public places, who are engaged in violence at a nightclub or a bar or a restaurant when they should be having a good time, those behaviors are being learned somewhere. And you could say that they're learning it from the streets, but then now comes the question of, why are the streets training your children, your young people? Why? Remember a day when the fellas looked like this? Now, for this new generation, for what I'm told, the young ladies feel that someone in this kind of attire is corny. Well, that doesn't bother me, because I'm not here for them and they're not here for me. But what does bother me is a culture that should be there for them and should still be alive for me and you, for that matter. What are we passing down? What are we sharing? What are we teaching our young people about how to carry themselves, about that next line, about how to behave in public, in social situations, when they're out to have a good time? Are they able to, being that I just took a sip from this fine bourbon, will they be able to enjoy an adult beverage in moderation, responsibly, and not lose control of themselves? I never was drunk in a club. My drink of choice back then, let's see, don't laugh at me, but it was a slow gin fizz, the White Russian, Or if I was feeling a bit grungier, a simple Guinness or a Heineken. And if I was feeling really sophisticated, may I have a Harvey's Bristol Cream. But nonetheless, I would enjoy my drinks, engage in conversations with people I just met. Never was I staggering drunk, nor my crew. We were never staggering drunk, never engaged in some sort of altercation. And in fact, we left with phone numbers of young ladies that we would meet up with in the very near future. If you met Conrad on Saturday night, you got a phone call by Tuesday, and we were scheduling some sort of meetup, dinner, a jazz show by Friday or Saturday night. And the same for the troops that I rolled with. Now I don't know what they're getting. But again, etiquette. So maybe that's something that needs to be restored. No, it's not maybe, certainly. It needs to be restored. It needs to be passed down. Is it too late for the young people that are out there now? I don't know. But maybe it is time to cordon off a segment of this youth population and teach them a new way, a better way, a way where they can have a social life without the trepidation and fears of the violence and the crime and the self-destructive behaviors that are plaguing the Black community. Wouldn't you love to see that? I certainly would. So, on this Saturday night, let's keep that in our heads. That's not too much to consider. Not at all. Wouldn't you love to see, and wouldn't they love to be a part of, young men looking like men who are going somewhere in life? And instead of looking like local gangsters, they look like a Tyson Beckford, telling my age, or who's another male model, Black male model? Can't think of a name right now. Or just looking like a man who's about something. Like, imagine if your daughters, if you're female and watching this, imagine if your daughters were going out and they went to the bar, and there, after a day of training, is a young Victor Glover and maybe a few others like him who are one day going to be those astronauts that fly around the moon. Imagine if your daughter could meet him before he becomes what he is. Or would you rather your daughter meet up with, I don't know, one of these rappers with a name? Well, I've said a lot. Maybe I've offended. It'd be too easy to say at the start of the video, this is going to bother people. No, maybe it won't. I think in a lot of these folks, deep down inside of them, folks, right? That's a Midwest word. Amongst many of our brothers and sisters, I think deep down in them is a desire to go a better way. But they're afraid of being viewed as corny, as lame, or any other any of the other criticisms one would get when they try to elevate themselves in the Black community, which is why, even though I have some disagreements, when I see for instance, the Black fraternities or sororities, I do respect some of what they do because they're piece by piece attempting to lift some of the wayward out of this. Now, in some cases, they recruit some of the problem people, but that's another discussion. But imagine if we could just cordon off and segregate a group of young people and introduce them to the way Black culture is supposed to be, and not this maniacal, sociopathic violence that we see now. Imagine if we could introduce them to that. Well, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to get together with Mrs. Queen and we're going to enjoy an evening together. I'm looking sharp. She always looks sharp. But before I take off, I do have some house cleaning to do. No, not house cleaning. Business to take care of. As always, I'm a self-published author. I have an autobiography. I was never quite Black enough. Here is my nonfiction, my fiction work, The Gang Extermination Unit. So those can be found at my website, which is, let me get that going here. You see it scrolling at the bottom of the screen, queenpublishing.pub. Again, those titles are I Was Never Quite Black Enough and The Gang Extermination Unit. And now that business is taken care of, I'm also going to give a shout to, just like I gave a shout to David Flores for that incredible photo montage. There's my man, Ray Rav. Former co-worker. And he is an established music artist now, has several albums on iTunes. But this track really caught me and I got his permission to use it. So I play it at the end of almost every show. Ray Rav, I'm So Broke. Yeah, go.
Son, I've been broke like crazy, man. I get paid on Friday. Oh my God. I'm so broke, but I get paid on Friday.
We get that up there so you can see what it is.
Today is my day. I'm so broke, but I get paid on Friday. I don't know if today is my day. Damn, right now I'm broke as a joke. About to sell my PlayStation and my joystick broke. Yeah, I'm getting paid minimum wage Friday. But how they supposed to help if I can't make it to Thursday? And by Sunday, most of my check gone. The phone bill, cable bill, and lights.
I'm still young to have a good time on Saturday night.
Can't spend on myself. I'm living for the government. I can't live for myself. And it ain't helping my wealth. It's messing up my mental health. Like, what am I supposed to do for myself? Getting a low green like an elf. I keep a gold wrap on me. Cause if I had a seat, I know it'd be felt. And I'm tired of riding taxis, tired of riding the bus, tired of hopping turnstiles, I'm tired of giving the foot. I'm tired of missing my luck. Supervisor gon' get smacked up. Cause she always try to act up. Now, maybe it's best if we be nice. Cause Cause I can promise it won't be a clean fight. Just give me the green light. I'm the new fly kid. Need that AMG truck to let my crew hop in. Pull out my EBT card, I don't care who watching. About to be a gigolo to get some new fly kicks. Can't even afford a grip, I got a 2x10. To staircase my Marriott when I screw fly chicks. Took my neighbor's Wi-Fi, cause I'm so broke. Took the Netflix too. I wanna keep going, but my internet going off in a minute. I can't even share the rest with you. Nah, I'm so broke, but I get paid on Friday. I don't know if today is my day. I'm so broke, but I get paid on Friday.
Oh man, I didn't light my candle. I have to remember that next time.
Today is my day.